Good evening. It's Facebook Love number 81. How's it going today? I've had an interesting feeling this last couple days where so much stuff has happened in such a short time. It's like my body was in trauma for well over a week. There was so much painful information. It was almost as terrible as the first few weeks that we went home to stay safe and love each other by keeping our distance. But now that a little time has gone by and we can see that Americans are standing up for a lot of reasons and actively saying this is too much. Treating people like they're garbage is too much. Vigilante justice by people with badges, guns, batons, rubber bullets is illegal, wrong, immoral, unacceptable. Yes. Lying to the public about health issues, about safety, about science is unacceptable. People are angry, they're fed up, they've had it. We don't want to be lied to, none of us. But it seems like finally our populace is really awake. And I'm excited about what can happen. One of my biggest passions for decades and decades has been the environment and climate change. And something that's disturbed me while we're trying to figure out how to live with a virus as we learn how it spreads and what's safe to do and what's not safe is this sort of re-embrace of plastics and throwaways and things. And it upsets me because we don't have to throw things away to clean them. We can wash things with soap. Cheap, easy, much cheaper than making something from petroleum and then throwing it away. Anyway, so I didn't know what I wanted to read today, and then I picked up a book that I like, which I've only just begun dipping into over the last year. I've used it a couple times during Facebook Love. It's called Here, Poems for the Planet, and it's a collection with a foreword written by the Dalai Lama, and it's a big fat book, and every page is full of poems. And at the end, it has a whole section about approaching activism, talking to legislators, and how to be a citizen, which I've done for years. And I haven't made Facebook Love too much about that. But if you are curious, send me a private message. I will give you lots of resources for reaching out to our representatives, our senators, our governors, the president, how to communicate with people that aren't even in your state effectively, how to support those in other states, if your state is already doing things in the direction that you want it to be done. So there's that. So I was poking around and I found a couple really short pieces and then a longer one that really feel like they're important for this moment and important for times of transformation in general. And if you've known me a long time, you know that I have a duo with my husband, which is called akimbo. And the word akimbo is an old English, it's like a Middle English term that means in kinbo, right before you let the arrow fly, which to me symbolizes the whole idea of being on the cusp, standing in the doorway. You haven't quite taken action. And it seems to me if you're living your life well, you're often in that moment of making a choice about what to do next. And being aware of it is delicious. So here's a couple. Here's three, two shorts and a long. This first one is by a poet named Betye Arrastia-Nowak. I am like a caterpillar, scared like a caterpillar, slow, young, and unlearned, waiting, waiting, until I can change into something great, wise, and brave. For a long time I watch, listen, and learn. For a long time I tried to live the life I was given, but something comes to take it away. Have I not been patient? Have I not been patient? On summer's wake, I changed into something grand. Here's one by a poet named Robert Bringhurst. It's titled The Occupation. I will tell you how it was the world changed, she said, and darkness wrapped us round. I heard her clearly, though I barely heard the words. It was nearly, yes, as if she were singing. Our job, she was saying, is not to change the world, nor even to keep it from changing. No, she was saying, the story was over already. Our only job is being changed. Here's our longer one. This is from a poet named Richard Jackson from a collection called The Voices. This piece is called The Gift. This plastic cup with the broken handle, green enough to almost disappear in the grass by the roadside, has come all the way from its origins in oil, and so it may be the last gesture of some dinosaur, or hold the last breath of an ancient fern. About the size of a fist, it may have been tossed out a window, probably from a muscle car, perhaps thrown in disgust at what was said on the radio news, or held some bourbon before the driver spotted the police cruiser behind him. Had he lost his job? Had his wife left him for his best friend? It hasn't been here long. The crows are busy with what's been pasted to the road. Greasy wrappers, newspaper, even a used diaper tell their own stories. The cup's probably made in China, probably by some worker not paid enough to buy it. Certainly the boys on the country cleanup detail would have bagged it had they passed this way. If I leave it, perhaps a mouse or an insect will make a home. We all need a home. Just into the tree line, the homeless tent village stays out of sight. Someone there could use it. Maybe the one who will thumb his way to Georgia for the onion harvest. Or I could simply take it home, to use as a planter, to hold the miniature, flowerless cactus my wife had left for me. There's a lot going on in the world all the time. I think the biggest thing I struggle with is that there have been so many times in my life when it was easy for me to shut it out, to be involved in my own pursuits, my own little projects, all of which I've loved. And I'm still involved in my own little projects, and yet now they are always reflected by and affected by the big, big world. So I'm always looking for insight and help. This is Facebook Love number 81. I'll see you again. Bye.